couple weeks ago, I went to an escape room with a group of my friends. And before I went, I wanted to win. I wanted to be the smart friend in the escape room. So before I went, I Googled a walkthrough of the escape room. Most fun hour of my life. Truly, because the whole time they were just gasping. They're like, dude, you're great at escape rooms. And I knew that I cheated, but a part of me was like, damn, I'm good at escape rooms. Like, it went straight to my head. And then I was like, wow, is that how senators feel when they trade stocks? Because this is awesome, actually. I get this. I think if I ever worked in an escape room, I would put a fake walkthrough video on the internet to like trick people who are trying to cheat. I'd make them do stuff like suck on the doorknob. I have a 16-year-old little brother who's living with me in my apartment in Bushwick right now. No one's happy about it. And I opened up his laptop the other day, and that's my mistake. I should not have done that. But on the screen, there was a photo of Marge Simpson with huge titties. You know the one. And I was like, dog, why you got Marge Simpson huge titties on the screen right now? And he was like, no, it's not the real Marge Simpson. It's a fan drawing. And I was like, did you think that I was mad that you were jerking off to copyrighted material? You thought that was the issue I had with this? No, in my home, you jerk off to cartoons drawn in Japan only, okay? We're men of class. We like tentacles, dude. He's a very smart kid. When I was in high school, he found out that our mom had one of those things on the Wi-Fi router where she was like monitoring all of our web traffic and looking at it. And so what he did was he just changed his laptop's name to my dad's first and last name. So my mom would think my dad was the one Googling like Marge Simpson huge titties the whole time. My parents are getting divorced. I think it's Cody's fault like a little bit. For sure, some, you know. Also, my mom's gay now. And they say that you're born gay, but my mom had 4 sons, and she monitored our web traffic through our entire teenage years. I think we did it to her. I think there's only so much amateur lesbian porn I can make you watch before you're like, huh, maybe, you know? Maybe a little bit. I wish I could. Those women look like they're having a ball up there, dude. They look... But yeah, so me, my mom, and my dad, we're all trying to date women right now. And I've realized that we all have the same type when it comes to women. And I'm not happy about this. But that type kind of just looks like my mom, like a little bit. Like, how do you think I feel about it, dude? How do you think? I went to dinner with me, my mom, my dad, and all of our girlfriends. Looked like I was at dinner with 4 of the same woman, dude. It was... The waitress was so confused. It's not my fault. It's Freud. He did the... It's Freud. And then my dad's mom obviously also looks like my mom, so Freud there also. And then my mom's mom obviously looks like my mom, so triple Freud. We all got Freuded. Jenna, my mom, she was super overbearing as a mother, dude. She used to drug test me constantly. And to be fair, I was doing drugs, so shout out to her. She nailed that one. But I didn't want to get caught, so I had one of my friends who didn't do drugs. I had him pee in a jar, and then I left that jar of his pee in my bathroom for like 4 years straight. A full presidential term or a baby that died at 4. That's how long the jar of pee, leukemia, in case you're wondering. That's how long. So, and then whenever my mom would drug test me, I'd go scoop up some of his pee, and I would give it to her. And she'd be like, yeah, it's negative, but also it's cold, so I think you may have died like 2 years ago. Something's wrong here. One time, one of my mom's friends saw me smoking weed on the sidewalk, and she called my mom and told her about it, and then my mom drug tested me, and I did the friend's pee thing, so it came up negative, and now my mom is no longer friends with that woman. Which, fuck that woman, I hate her so much. I should have lied and said she touched me. I hate her so much, dude. Wish nothing but pain and suffering for her. Yeah, dude. Oh, I read this recently. Did y'all hear that the average dick size in America has been shrinking recently? Do you want to know why? It's not inflation. It's because the scientists who were in charge of the study stopped letting the men self-report their own measurements. Which, that's unbelievable. Your grandparents were lying about how big their dicks were. That's all that means. A scientist asked your grandpa how big his dick was, and he was like, it's bigger than Steve's. That's all I know. The average reported dick size in America in the 1920s was 7.3 inches long. Which it's brave of me to say, but that's ridiculous, right? That's right, I think. But in the 20s, in America, most scientists were men. So they probably were in a room together when they got that study back, and they were like, 7.4 inches, yeah. Yeah, 7.4 inches. Also, smoking's good for you, and my wife is being ridiculous right now. I'm gonna go do cocaine about that hunch I had. It's cool to be here. My last real job that I had was that I was a cashier at Brandy, Melville, and I needed the money. If you don't know, it's a clothing store for teenage girls, and everyone who worked there besides me was a 16-year-old girl. My boss was a 16-year-old girl. It was a hell like you can't imagine. I had to interview with her. I had to sit across from her. And then afterwards, I was like, how much money am I going to make? And she did that thing. She wrote my salary on a piece of paper, and she slid it across the desk to me. And then I looked at the piece of paper, and on the paper, she had just written the words minimum wage. So, like $1 for every year she'd been on this earth.